Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 8th Sunday of Ordinary Time. This is our last Sunday before we get into Lent, and these are some good readings to go into Lent with. We know this one pretty well, that a blind person cannot lead another blind person, that they will will both fall into the pit. And why is it that we notice the splinter in our brother's eye when we, in fact, have a wooden beam in ours? Okay, and so this is essentially telling us, that we need to make sure that we're checking ourselves out, that we're not so quick to judge, and that we're trying to work on ourselves more than anything. I think that reminds me, or I know that reminds me of a saying by G.K. Chesterton, and he was asked to talk about what's wrong with the church, and he said, "I'm what's wrong with the church." Okay, and this is and G.K. Chesterton could really say some witty things. He could tear his opponent apart. Not that he was doing it out of meanness or hatred or anything. He was just really good at it, and to point out the truth of the situation. And he says, "I'm what's wrong with the church." I need to improve, and that's what Lent is all about. And I know for myself, I'm getting pretty tired of people saying that I don't need to go to mass, or I don't need to be a part of a church. I don't like organized religion. It's just kind of like, that's a way of saying that I'm too good for it. I'm too good for these sorts of things. And you know what? I'm not. And I hope that Lent helps us to realize that too. I need to be in a church full of sinners. Yes, I need to be in the Catholic Church, that church. I need to be in that church where there's a whole bunch of scandals, where leadership seems to be failing at a lot of different levels. I need to be at that church where some of those pews are empty. I need to be in that church that isn't cool. I need to be in that church that's constantly being made fun of by Hollywood and academia. That's the church that I need to be in, because I'm not too good for it. All right? And I've got that beam in my eye. I do judge other people. You know what? I do. I know that's the only real mortal sin left, that and not being nice. You know what? I do that. I've got a lot of work to do, but I want to be in this church because I know it's the one that Jesus Christ founded. And I don't really care if I'm the last one here. And so for those of us who are going into Lent and maybe some of those things are bothering us, let's begin looking at those things that put beams into our eyes, but also not worry about others who are judging us so harshly. Okay, we're here because of Jesus. We're here because we love Jesus, and we're not doing it for popularity purposes. Okay, this also talks about you'll know a good tree by its fruit. Okay, and I think the church is bearing great fruit. We've got problems, but we're still bearing fruit. Okay, so let's truly look to where fruit is coming from. The best fruit of the church, of course, is the Eucharist. And Jesus founded this church, and we have the fruit of the Eucharist, and we can continue going there even throughout Lent. And one of the things we might want to look at this Lent is to see how we can better devote ourselves to the Eucharist, and how we can better appreciate it and make our lives more Eucharistic. And making our lives more Eucharistic, that's a great way to take this beam out of our own eye and be able to help others. Not even to take the splinter out of their own eyes, but just to help to love them and bring them into this church, into the Catholic Church, into the faith. And people not worry about what others think about us, but grow closer to Jesus so that one day we may see him in heaven face to face.